Hey everybody, I just want to do a quick review. I've had the Bushnell Circle B for about 30 days, so just kind of want to go over my thoughts on it, and I'm sure you're probably watching this because you're looking for a launch monitor, so hopefully this will help you, in figuring out what you want to do and honestly how much you probably want to spend. Okay, so just very quickly, I'll just start with kind of my prior experience because I think that's really important as to why I made this decision. I have had a launch monitor a few years back. I had a Swing Caddy. It wasn't wildly expensive, but it wasn't cheap either. I think it was like 500 bucks. To sum it up, I don't think it was very accurate, especially like on like wedges, which is what I want to have really good yardages on. Like 50 yards in, either it would misread or like not read shots pretty regularly, or you just knew the distances it was giving out were just guesses at its very best. So like that's my prior experience, and that kind of led me. I always told myself if I'm ever gonna get one again, the biggest thing is I just need the thing to actually be accurate. I know it's gonna be more expensive, but it needs to be accurate. So, with that being said, I can tell you that this Bushnell is very, very accurate. I really wanted like it to dial in wedges, especially like 130 yards in. It's wild how accurate it is on the carry numbers, which is what it gives you on the LCD. Um, so like 50-yard shots into greens, it's actually been really, really fun to see what your actual carry is, and then you can watch the ball go out. But when I put it on the simulator too, when it gives you the rollout, it's so dead on, and I love that I can actually see. I have a much better idea after a month of what my true gapping is with my irons than what my guesses were just from like kind of playing and hitting on the range. Another thing that was really important to me is I wanted it to be portable. This is it is not the smallest simulator by any means. I will tell you this thing is built like a tank though. It's heavy and you can feel it's very well made. But I can take this to the course, I take it to the range. If I'm going to do like a short game session, I want to hit 30, 40-yard wedges, like you can just take it with you, set it down by it. What I really appreciate about it is that it's not radar based. I think it's more accurate because of that, but also just not having to measure 8 feet behind you and all the different things you need to do with radar. One of the things that they did as a change up with this is the subscription model. It's more tolerable, I guess you could say. I mean, it's still like for the base, you're still going to spend $200 a year. So, I mean, that's a bucket of balls basically a month at most courses. So it's definitely not too bad. But what's cool about this that I'm going to show you is I'll go outside. You actually don't need to do a subscription. I was kind of surprised, but I'll show you when you download the Foresight app on your phone, you can link up to this on the driving range and you have a driving range on your phone. Like it's not the fancier one that you get with the subscription, but it will track your ball and show you and give you your data on your phone as well as, and you can also see it on the LCD screen. But like there is actually a driving range functionality that you don't have to pay for. So I'm going to start off just showing you like the basic app that you can have on your phone, link up to this, no subscription. It's pretty cool because there's actually some like games in there you can play as well. Like I think it's called a ladder golf one where it's like a short game drill. So I'll hit some shots, but I'll switch it over and screen record because it's on the app on the phone, so you can kind of see what it gives you functionality without paying for any subscription, which is pretty cool.
Okay, so this is what it's going to look like. Again, this is no subscription. This is just the app, and I'm hooked up to my Circle B. So you can see a button for a quick range. You've got shot analysis, and then you've got the drill library. We're going to go drill library first, and you can do a ladder drill. This is going to tell you, you can do 30 to 100 yards, pitch control, short approaches, long approaches. Pretty cool. We'll just select one real quick. So you got 30 to 100, lots of different options. All right, so it's going to start us off with a 30-yard shot. So once you hit 30, it'll move to the next. That was 25, so it's just outside. And that was 28.8, but you can see it's in the variance, and then it moves you on to 40 yards. If you go back to target practice, again, it's just more of a range, but it's also just giving you different like goals and targets you can hit at, so you can get a little bit more dialed into certain yardages. You can do a custom if you want. And then we'll go to the quick range session. And again, quick range, really straightforward too. Like it's just your driving range. There's nothing. It's not as fancy as it is on the actual like Foresight PC app, but it works totally well. And you can use this on the range, and it gives you the kind of your basic measurements on it. That was just a little sandwich.
All right, now we just kind of get into the actual Foresight app. I did get the silver subscription, so $199, and you can see you've got your practice courses. You got more games and competitions with the games and pin sinkers you can play against people online. And for me, like what I liked about this is I just did a very simple setup. So I've got a laptop, got a TV with some solid glare right there, but like this is the space I'm working with. So got a mat, put a net and a hitting net up. You can see I've got 8-foot ceiling and not a lot of space, and that's where having this unit really helps a lot too, because if I want radar based, I don't have enough room. You have to have 8 feet behind you, but more importantly, you have to have like at least 8 feet in front of you so it can track the ball, and it just wouldn't work here. So all right, so we can go in. I'm sure you've probably seen this, but just the practice sessions, the courses are pretty solid. You got Paris. I kind of like the Foresight Sport range. You can customize this and set it up with wind, weather, whatever you really want, add different players. And we've got our range. And you can do, all kinds of things. You can do hovers, fly over the green. If you want to change your position, just go to more, you relocate, and it'll tell you, like, right click anywhere on the map over here, and you can kind of drop your ball so you can change the distance if you want to hit into a green. Really cool, really functional. Yeah, and that's basically my setup. And this unit, I will say it's been awesome. Like, it's hard to tell. It's a small space, and that honestly, if you're in the same boat I am and you want something to go outside on the range, there's not a lot of units that work really well with that are camera based. To me, like, I've had a radar based one. You can get a really expensive one. I know Flight Scope's supposed to be pretty good, but again, you need that space behind you, and more importantly, I think people forget, you need space in front of you so it can track the flight of the ball. It's using radar. And like, I'm not putting a net here. I don't even have the space, but I've got glass all behind me. So like, I don't have a projector, but I put an impact screen up literally just as an extra safety net. There's zero chance anything bad's happening here. I got a hot tub blocking it and, a giant net, but I've got a TV right there. It's totally functional, works awesome. So, and I just play 3-irons on courses. So when I play on the courses, I can't swing a driver here. Totally fine. I go middle tees on courses, and it's actually kind of fun. I just hit like just 3-irons out and just try to play the best golf I can with it. But it's been amazing. I really like knowing the distances. One of the things that I've really learned is that I don't carry the ball quite as far as I thought I did. Like, I appreciate now that first hop, especially with like mid to long irons. So now when I'm navigating a course and there's trouble, like, I really have a much better idea of the gapping between my clubs. Like, I very confidently select a better club for shots. I just played around last weekend, and like, I just know those distances better, and I know like the hop, I guess you could say, of like what the carry is versus what the total distance is. I don't think my yardages was bad total distance wise, but my guess on what my average carry is, like average, was definitely off by a little bit. For me, I'm very happy I got it. And don't get me wrong, it's a lot of money. $2,500 is not cheap at all. But this thing, do I think it's going to last me a very long time? Absolutely. It's built like a tank, and most importantly, it's really accurate. Spending money in the past on one that was like, it just wasn't really worth it at all because it wasn't accurate. What's the point? This thing is just dead on. So if you really want to improve your game and you're going to use that kind of math and you want to know your gapping and you're able to do that, this thing's going to help you 100%.